Well, hi folks, got all this bed cleared out now of onions, so the next job is to get the big banana shallots up. There's some absolute crackers here as well, so I'll get a tripod set up, we'll pull these out and show you what we've got. Well, and then I'll just have a little quick walk around, show you how things are going, like the giant sunflowers and stuff, and then I'll show you how I'm drying these out at home, all the onions and garlic and things like that. But anyway, we'll get on and get these pulled up and I'll show you how big they are. So as usual, banana shallots don't disappoint, and you know I can pull my roots, pull them out dead easily because I've got this disease in the beds. But I'll just pull a few of these out. These are the ones that Phil sent me because I had a bit of a bad start with mine this year. They got frosted in the greenhouse early on, so I was kindly sent some by Phil. And these are his. I'll show you mine in a bit, but I mean, look at the size of them. Absolutely enormous, and they store absolutely fantastically. Even though they've got a thick neck, they will shrivel up, but they're a stunning variety. These are called Zebrunne. I think there's a red variety, I've forgotten what that's called now, but like I said, they're fantastic. They keep well into next spring before they start to sprout. I very rarely get any going rotten, so they are absolutely fantastic. We'll get them out, we'll get some out and I'll show you what they're like. In fact, these don't seem to have succumbed to the dreaded pink root, so I'll have to get myself a fork. So because I don't want to be damaging them. I've just having looked at them, there's not as much damage on these, so they might be a bit more immune to it. So I've got my fork in hand. The reason I'm keeping this is just to keep the bees on, because it's just gone to seed. I'll show you the difference between some that I planted really late on, just as a sort of backup crop. And I only sowed them in about May, I think, so they've had very little time growing. Whereas when I normally sow these, I normally sow them at the start of March. That's a whopper, that one. But like I said, because we had such a cold snap early on this year, they got frosted and a lot of them just died off. So I'll just get some of the ones out that I sowed later, which are these. I mean, I could keep these growing because they have been, yeah, they were sowed later. I mean, you can see the difference. They're a lot smaller than the big ones, but even so, they're still a fantastic size. So if you can sow them as late as May, you'll still get a reasonable crop. So yeah, fantastic again. They never seem to disappoint. So I'll get them all up, I'll show you what they're like, and then we'll have a little walk around, and then I'll show you how we dry them out at home. So there we go. That's them all out. I'm leaving that bigger in, see how big it'll grow. But absolutely fantastic. Let's take it off. They're huge, as usual. Try and get out at the sun. Like I said, they store fantastically well. They're absolutely enormous, and they just don't have any pests whatsoever, seemingly. So that's good. And that frees this bit up now. These are my my third lot of spring onions. These are my third lot, which are so big now I think you could actually pickle them, but they're all good for eating. Show you the size of these things, look. Don't know why they've got really bulbous, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, and then we've got a squash going there. It's starting to set a few little fruits. Can't stop getting it sun. So that should keep growing. And then my turnips have all taken. So they should come along slowly now. So that's something to have with the carrots, which are here. These were a bit slow getting going this year too. With it being so cold, there wasn't much point in planting them out, sowing them, because they wouldn't have grown. So like I say, this bed's pretty much clear now. These are the Blue Danube. They've got blight now. And I think that was something to worry about, but Blue Danube tubers are one of the highest resistant tuber blight things, so it doesn't really matter, because although the leaves get blight, even if the spores wash down into the soil, the tubers are very, very resistant to it, so they won't come to any harm. So I'll be pulling those soon anyway, because once the leaves start shriveling up, then there's not much point in keeping them growing, because they won't get any bigger. But these sunflowers have started amazing me now. This is the one that's about 8 foot tall, starting to grow its head. Quite big already, but I think they get really big. And then we've got these two over here. These are ridiculous. I was trying to tie them up the other day and I couldn't reach. I was on a milk crate with a bucket on top, and they're still growing because they're not, the heads are still following the sun. So they're about 13 or 14 feet tall now. So I'm just amazed with those. And then the beans. Now the beans have stopped producing now. So what I'm going to do with these is, instead of picking them one by one, I'm just going to pull a plant up like so, and then just totally strip it of beans, because as you can see, it's absolutely covered in beans. So there's probably another 10 pound there to go at, so that's pretty good. Second lot of peas are finished now. Got another couple of squashes growing behind them. Lettuces, these will be the final lettuces this year, so I should get them into like mid-September. A few more of the multigreens and some more of these little gems. This was a different batch of grew to the ones that were a bit disappointing earlier on, and they look like they're growing a little bit better. Don't look like they're just going to suddenly go to seed like the other ones did. But all in all, pretty good at the moment. So all my crocosmia has come and gone a bit now, just about finishing off. But it's something to attract the bees later on this time of year. There's my sunflowers again. Sweet peas again, just about finishing. Kept picking them, but I've had a really good crop of those. They may sort of go again once it starts raining, but they're looking a bit dead now. So anyway, I'm just going to this final bit. Had a big weed the other day. Yep, little wren's flown off there. So this is another butternut squash. Not looking as healthy as the other one, but we'll see how we get on. And this is the kale. It's looking a bit sickly actually. I think it was getting a bit too hot in its. I had it in this box here, and there's not a great deal of ventilation. So I'm going to give it some air, see if it perks up a bit. And then we've got the old Brussels sprouts that I cannot grow. And judging by looking at some of the stems, you probably can't see, they look like they're forming sprouts already and they're blowing. So like I said, I just can't grow them. No idea why. They want to be out of this box because they're growing right up to the roof of it, but if I do that, take them off, they'll be covered in butterflies and caterpillars within a week. So anyway, we'll see. Leeks look good this year so far, looking nice and clean. Like I said, gave everything a really good weeding, so that'll be something to grow into winter, harvest all winter. Just the bog standard Musselburgh that everybody seems to grow, but they're just a basic good all-rounder really. Well, hi folks, I'll just show you how I dry my onions and shallots and garlic out and everything. If you can see, I've got it up on like mesh stuff, or like the shallots are on here, they're on the top of a pallet. Same with the red onions and the garlic on another pallet there. Just anything to keep some airflow flowing through them, so that helps them, the leaves dry out. If you can see the onions there starting to dry out and crisp up now, and they've only been in about a week, because I've got them in this lean-to shed we have, which has a light on it, a window light. It's got a tin roof. It's absolutely red hot in winter, in summer, freezing cold in winter, but it does the job. So like I said, it's just a matter of getting as much airflow as you can around it, a bit of warmth into it, and then finally, just to add a bit more airflow, I've got a fan going 24/7. It just speeds up the process a bit. So anyway folks, that's about it. That's how I dry my onions and garlic and stuff off, because I've not really got anywhere else to do it at the moment, but it seems to do the job. So that's about it folks. See you later.